My husband decided to leave me for his coworker in the blink of an eye. You blinked and he was gone.
Blinked and disappeared.
2 weeks ago, my husband, male 33, 7 years married, 11 years together, told me, female 33, he was having an affair with a coworker and that he decided to leave the marriage to be with her.
Boo!
Dang. She started at his company 4 months ago. The physical aspect began a month ago, and she lives in a different city, so their in-person time was only a few hours. By the way, this comes from Basic Organization 95. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Carly.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I asked if he was unhappy in the marriage and whether he wanted couples counseling, but he wasn't interested. He claimed he was happy in the marriage, but his connection to the affair partner was so strong and far beyond anything he ever felt with me, so he knew he could be happier with her. He left that night, called all of her friends and his family to break the news that he'd met someone new, then flew to be with her the next day. He also decided to move to her city, which has been hurtful for our friends and especially his parents, who just moved across the country to be close to him only 3 months ago. Wow. I've been really struggling with two things: acceptance and trying to make sense of what happened, and fear for my future. We were very happy together. We had very little conflict to work through, helped each other grow, supported each other's dreams, and mostly just enjoyed chatting and spending time together. He admits this, and our friends and family validated the same. I can't understand why he would throw all of this away for someone he just met. I've read all kinds of resources on affairs, and it seems like he's in the affair fog stage now. But that doesn't explain why he made the initial choices to get closer to this person. I don't know much about the affair partner, other than she has an aggressive personality, so I suspect she pursued him and he just gave into it without much thought. There was a feeling of almost midlife crisis cropping up, time speeding up, a feeling of sameness. Is this all there is to life? And a fear of taking the next life stage to have children. We were both on the same page with these issues, and I had hoped we could work through it together instead of him jumping ship to start over with someone new. Adding to the confusion, he's been wavering on his story. Initially, it was all about the affair partner and how strong a connection they had. Just this week, he said he read The State of Affairs, and really, it wasn't about the affair partner and has nothing to do with my feelings, but rather that he was tempted by this idea of a new version of himself that had a more fulfilling social life and independence, and that mortality fears cropped up due to being on the precipice of having children. He says he will never forgive himself and doesn't expect me to. It seems to me he feels guilty for doing a bad thing, but doesn't feel true remorse because he continues to show very little empathy for the pain he is putting me and his friends and family through, and is still pursuing the relationship with the affair partner. For example, in this same email, he suggested terms to split our assets and offered to get the divorce papers started if I agreed. We own a house together, and I am in no way ready to make decisions on what will be best for myself regarding my living situation 2 weeks after this kind of trauma. I don't think he understands the impact he had. I don't want to believe he's done this. Every night I have confusing nightmares, and when I wake up, I feel my reality is even worse. I'm desperately trying to make sense of what happened because I feel so unsafe with the thought that I so horribly misjudged someone I knew for a decade, and that happy relationships can fall apart without warning. It feels so unacceptable, and I feel like if I can't figure this out, I don't know how I can move on or have a chance at happiness with a new partner. I am very afraid for what my future holds. I am nearly 34, and in the best case scenario, I may be able to start dating again in 1 to 2 years if I heal from this trauma. It doesn't seem like my chances are very good, though, to find another life partner and have the typical family and kids life I thought I would have. You're only 33. I mean, obviously that feels later, but, there are tons of people who have kids and stuff, late 30s, early 40s. It does change changes
34 is so young.
some things about birth and raising kids and stuff, and your chances of having kids, but it's still possible.
Yeah. Can you
And also
freeze
there are
your
other
eggs or
options.
something?
Yeah, there are tons of other options. 33 is still young. I might be able to accept not having children, but the idea of not finding a life partner is really painful. You are absolutely gonna find it. You
That's
are
what I
33.
say. She's like, I'm 33. I can't find another relationship. Girl.
My aunt married her husband like a couple years ago, and she's in her 70s.
Yeah.
She's in her 70s.
My grandma married her husband in her 80s, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe mid-70s. No, 80s.
Yeah.
Timeline, yeah.
People find their partners when they find them. There's no time limit. I worry I won't be able to find a partner because I don't know how I can trust or feel secure in a relationship again. I do have a fulfilling life with a lot of time spent on both hobbies and work, but without a partner there sharing in my day-to-day and going through life together, it's hard to imagine I'll find much meaning in life. You will! This is just the breakup talking. It's just because it just happened.
Yeah, we don't need this man.
No. I have good relationships with friends and family, but the truth is they have their own separate lives to live, and it's just not the same as having a partner. I already feel incredibly lonely as I'm adjusting to normal life, and friends and family haven't been checking in with me as often. Things are hitting me really hard these past few days because I got the vid and haven't been able to work or participate in my hobby, so it's been really hard to handle my obsessive thoughts and emotions. If anybody has insight or can help me feel even a sliver of hope, I would really welcome your support. And there is an update. I think you are worrying about this too much, which is understandable because you just got broken up with.
It's so fresh.
It's fresh. I don't think you need to worry about it, but also I understand why you are.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you to just get over it because this is how everyone feels when they get broken up with or cheated on.
Yeah.
It hurts so much.
But you are, like we said, you're so young.
Yeah.
It's just the breakup talking. You'll be good.
Yeah. You learn to, get used to it. And then you find someone when you're ready for a new relationship, which will happen.
And don't rush.
Don't rush.
Don't rush. Just, it.
Yeah.
You it's a life lesson, and just go at your pace and when you feel comfortable.
Exactly. But there is an update. A few months later, I froze my eggs successfully. See, we're fine. Everything's good. The doctors tell me I have a high probability of being able to use them to have a child someday if I choose. This company approves IVF with the eggs until age 55. You're fine. I am beyond relieved having the time pressure off of me so I can make the right decisions at the right time for the right reasons. It gives me more hope for my future possibilities. The divorce was final in February. I negotiated a fair settlement without a lawyer. It was not without stress and underhanded attempts by him to give me much less, but he eventually became reasonable, mainly because he was extremely motivated to get it done quickly and perhaps due to some guilt. I decided to keep the house for now, mainly to avoid disrupting yet another aspect of my life while I try to heal. Bonus fun fact, my greenfield project at work was canceled because moves from a competing company forced us to reprioritize. I was reorganized onto the new team the same day my divorce was final. Guess who works for that competing company and played a critical role in these moves? I'm not sure if the universe is kicking me while I'm down or signaling a turning point for better things. Time will tell, though I do like my new team much better.
It's signaling better things.
Yeah.
He's getting you out of there, farther away from him.
Exactly. I have yet to get a heartfelt apology or any sign of remorse from him. On the day the divorce was final, I passed along some resources encouraging him to heal himself so he doesn't repeat the pattern. He was seemingly receptive, but who knows? He is still with the affair partner. They are both still working together, likely keeping it a secret since he is in a role that can influence her career. Yikes, that's not gonna last. Just take comfort in the fact that that's not gonna last, OP.
It's not gonna last.
You're A-okay, girl. I have mostly avoided mutual friends who decided not to take a hard stance against his behavior. I initially kept in touch because I didn't want to lose companionship at such a vulnerable time, and they were kind and supportive. However, they chose to distance themselves for him and downgrade to casual acquaintances with the excuse that since he had moved away, it wouldn't be an issue. While supportive to me, I ultimately decided I was not comfortable being with friends who did not have the integrity to draw a hard stance against abuse. His relationship with his family is strained. I reached out to his mom a few months later, and she was so devastated and depressed that I texted her periodically to help her through it because I understood she was suffering from his actions too. In spite of that, she hosted him and the affair partner at her home just 4 months after he left me. I get why you would be upset, but also I understand that desire to have a relationship with her son.
Yeah.
That's tricky. I found out when she accidentally posted a photo to an old shared album. I cut ties with her at that point, which that's fair for you. While I expected her to reconcile with her son, she had many choices that didn't go so far as bringing the other woman into her home so soon. Like her son, she feels guilty but doesn't have the strength of character to do what's right. I don't regret supporting her, but it felt like another betrayal. I'm taking things day by day and trying to live a good life. These days, I have far more good days than bad. I take really good care of myself physically and emotionally, outside of work and existing hobbies. I have spent intentional time trying to introspect, heal, and strengthen connections with friends and family. I went on a few great vacations and have more planned. I'm still not feeling quite ready for romantic connections. I'm not sure what that looks like for me yet. The two most difficult aspects have been trying to figure out the why and grieving the losses. The partner, the future I imagined, my worldview on love and marriage, and many other things. I, our friends, and family did not realize he was capable of this because he himself did not realize it. My conclusion is that people are complex, and it's difficult enough to know ourselves, let alone fully know another person. I wanted to understand why, so I could protect myself in the future, but the real answer was accepting that control in this way is only an illusion. I found solace in promising myself that I will pay attention to what is or isn't acceptable to me and protect myself and handle whatever happens. It's been some time and the rose-colored glasses are off, but I still think I would be very fortunate to find a future relationship with as much love and happiness as my first marriage. It's just that love alone is not enough to sustain a long-term relationship, and that was a hard pill to swallow. By the way, an easy pill to swallow is the fact that you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
No, I think I still stand by where we were at the beginning. Like, this is so fresh and so new.
Yeah.
You'll be fine in a little bit, I think. Especially, like, you said you have hobbies and, like, other things that you're really committed to doing.
Just focus on those.
Yeah, make new friends with your new team who's cooler. Like, things will be okay. Just give it some time. It's so fresh. Yeah. And don't pay attention to your ex off.
Cut that whole side off.
We
don't need to know what they're up to.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Because we're on to bigger, better things.
So many bigger, better things.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit left. I still struggle with wanting justice, fairness, and karma. On the surface, it looks like he didn't have any real consequences and is living the life he wants. On a human truth level, I don't really believe someone can be happy in a relationship that started that way. You're right. Or living with the knowledge you're the kind of person to harm others like that. But who knows? I'm trying hard to let this one go, but it's a tough one. And that is the end of that story, folks.
Whew.
Yeah, I agree, OP. Maybe you cheat on someone and then you realize that you've made a mistake. You find happiness down the line. But when you stay in that relationship with that affair partner, it's just always tainted.
Yeah. My wife has been taking tennis lessons. Should I be worried about her coach?
I don't know. How good at tennis is he?
I, 39 male, went to bed on Wednesday night and said goodnight to my wife, 40 female, who was on the sofa finishing up some work. Our 2 kids, 6 female and 4 male, were already asleep. I'm a high school teacher with a busy day ahead, and she's an entrepreneur. By the way, this comes from Big Monk 2322. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, at 2:30 a.m., I noticed she wasn't in bed. I searched our apartment, nothing. The kids were still asleep. There was a text on my phone from 10:53 p.m., gone for food, be back soon. I knew her work call had gone badly that evening. An important deal fell through. Where we live, there's a culture of night markets and late food, which she enjoys. I checked to find my iPhone and saw she was at a restaurant. I suspected she was having some beers, drowning her losses. Pretty late, but I let it slide. Give her some space. I woke again at 5:30 a.m. She still wasn't home. Her location had changed to a police station.
Dang.
I called her, no answer. My best guess, wasted driving. She must feel like a piece of crap. I imagine tears and vomit, a 5-year driving ban. I called in sick to work, got the kids out of bed, took them to their different schools by taxi, as she'd taken our car, then caught another to the police station. It was 8:30 in the morning. Now I was imagining the worst.
Wait, he saw that she was in the police station?
Yeah, and he went to bed.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Like, no confirmation, nothing.
Because she didn't even call to be like, I'm in the police station. He just tracked her location there and was like, okay.
I'm sorry. If I see that my partner is in the police station and they don't pick up, I'm going to the police station. That's crazy.
Now I was imagining the worst. A head-on crash. She's in hospital or worse. And the police picked up her car. I saw her car parked out front. The police station was actually set back from the road, and the car was just in a public lot nearby with her phone inside. The engine was running. I could see a disheveled guy sleeping in the front seat, scared poopless about my wife's whereabouts. I banged on the window.
You obviously weren't that scared. You weren't that
Oh,
scared. It's been like hours.
I guess maybe he just never drove past where the police station was, but the fact that he was like, and like the police station was like weirdly set back. Did you
Down
not know
the
this
road?
stuff?
I don't know, man. Who are you?
He wound it down, and she was in the back, covered in vomit, absolutely hammered. I gave the guy a hard time. Who is he? What is he doing with my wife? He looked like a kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar, stammered something about knowing her from the tennis club, and wandered off into the morning sun. She kept apologizing about getting wasted, making me miss work, and forgetting the kids. I drove her home. I had my suspicions about this tennis coach. He's a single 21-year-old guy. I'd seen her texting a lot. I encourage her hobbies. The business weighs on her heavily, and this year she's been doing weight loss and sports. It's her main social outlet where we live, but every husband has, in the back of his mind, the stereotype of the sports coach trying to get close to his wife.
Truthfully, like, yeah, she totally could have cheated. I'd be way more worried that a random guy was in the car with my wife while she was in a very vulnerable state.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, that would be my first concern. My first concern is that she's at the police station in the middle of the morning or whatever.
Well, technically, yeah, that's the police station, but
yeah,
again,
they weren't actually in the police station,
Oh,
but
but
that
yeah.
you
My-
think
yeah,
she
that's my
is.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
that
yeah,
you
fair,
think
fair.
she's there. I'd be going there. I'd be calling someone saying I need you to watch the kids, or even I don't know. I'd probably be putting the kids in the car and going.
If
I couldn't
no
find
one
anyone,
can come
yeah.
to watch them,
I'm going and getting the- yeah.
someone. I'm running to the neighbor's
Yeah,
house and I'm
doing
going.
anything.
Hey, I know you like. I'm assuming you know your
I
neighbors.
just don't understand.
Just
OP's
sit
like
in my house. They're
yeah.
asleep.
Yeah, and then the first thing he's thinking, I was like, oh, did she cheat on? I don't know.
She assured me nothing happened, and she doesn't see him like that. He's more like a kid brother. I genuinely believed she believed that. Besides, she was unconscious and covered in vomit. Not exactly hot stuff.
What?
Why aren't you worried?
OP's very just like
She's like in the back seat of a car with
her
another
car,
guy,
yeah.
her own car.
engine's running, by the way.
Engine's running, covered in vomit, unconscious. Why aren't you like worried?
I asked how she got so hammered. She said she went to dinner at a restaurant by herself, a solo dinner. He must have come by to join her since he lives close by. She had forgotten her phone, so I went to get it from the vomit-riddled car,
Ew.
and I took a peek. She had screenshots of their texts alongside the actual messages in the app, showing she'd been deleting messages from him. I could see he'd invited her out for dinner. She spilled the beans on what actually happened. She apologized for hiding things and lying. The pressure of running the business makes her feel lonely and abandoned, and she can't talk to me about it. For her, this was the crux of the issue we should focus on. We used to run the business together, but I think couples shouldn't work together.
Yeah, Carly.
Hey, Angie, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, couples definitely should never work together ever. It's a
Ever.
bad idea, and they're all gonna break up immediately.
No.
Right, Carly? Right, Keon?
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was safe because we don't work together.
Sophia says Tintin just cleans the villas
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
He missed her. I can't
Yeah.
steal credit. She made the joke.
Thanks.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Roll away.
It's a marriage unaliver. So I became a teacher instead at a school where our kids now get free places. Her coach is a fun friend and a sympathetic ear she can unload on. She knows I'm suspicious of him, which is why she hid it from me and deleted messages. She also secretly saw him one other time a week prior on a research trip to check a new food and beverage installation in town. I think she likes the attention, but he wants to bang. She agreed it was shady and needed to stop. She apologized, but wanted to quickly get to the but all about how she feels abandoned and I'm not supporting her enough with the business. Her points were fair. She suggested never meeting him alone. I'm welcome to come, but mentioned she'd spent $2,000 US on advanced lesson payments with the tennis club and would be embarrassed to switch coaches.
Jesus.
Girl, I think you need to swallow your embarrassment here. Are you kidding?
She's lying. She's
I know.
lying.
I molded over and disagreed. Best to nip this in the bud and cut him out completely. I didn't make it an ultimatum, but said, I think this guy has to go. No lessons, no messaging. This was a nascent emotional affair. Boundaries had been crossed. I didn't want to be suspicious, nervous, or policing her with him around. Get rid of him and we move on. She was really pissed. Controlling, can't have her own friends, etc. I told her to reach out to her friends and see what they think. I couldn't imagine anyone would think it's reasonable to keep this guy around. And we do have an update.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, what you feeling?
I honestly think your relationship is like so bad right now. But you have kids, so I feel like you need to immediately go to therapy. Couples therapy.
Immediate
Because
therapy.
it seems like you just are like so oblivious to everything going on here.
Right.
Your reaction to her, like to her being in the car, thinking she was at the police station, bad. Your reaction to finding her, bad. Your reaction now when she's like clearly having an affair, or at least emotional, with this guy, bad. We need all of our emotions need to be at a 10. They're at a 5 right now. We need like warning signals going off, sirens.
We're so calm.
Yeah, we're way too calm about everything. Therapy now.
Therapy.
That's my thought.
Update. Wife did have an affair with the tennis coach. Things seemed to be going well. I showed her some Reddit comments. We read Not Just Friends together. She thought they were between stages 2 and 3, if you've read it. She deleted him and changed coaches. Our marriage and family had been good. I encouraged her to go on trips to places, half leisure and half work, to decompress. We're on holiday now, and she asked me to update her WhatsApp. She's rubbish at tech. I saw TikTok open in the background with unread messages, and my curiosity got the better of me. There were messages from that day between the two of them. Banal stuff like holiday pics. That night, I went through her phone while she snored. I checked his social media, I don't have him on mine, and saw a picture of him at an iconic lake my wife had visited on one of her trips. My heart sank. There was no date, but rocks, plants, and electrical cables in his photo matched exactly one from my wife's own photos from her trip. She had taken that picture for him. I wrote her a letter saying I knew about her tennis coach. I would step aside and she could be with him. I asked for a 30-day separation to let everyone's heads cool off. She had to leave the holiday for work travel anyway, so it worked out. She did what you'd expect, silently stared at the paper for 3 minutes. It was just some texts.
Come on. Liar. You're done. Take your chair and go.
Yeah. I told her I knew more and she needed to come clean. Over the next 24 hours, I was treated to trickle truth par excellence through no Darvo. This time, I didn't reveal how much I knew or how I knew it, so it all had to come out. Definitely trust your gut. do look through your partner's phone in the middle of the night. Don't reveal how much you know or how you know if you want to get the truth.
What?
Okay.
This is terrible advice.
That's bad advice, buddy.
You're never go to this guy for advice or trusting your gut.
His
His
guy
gut
just
is
left his wife in a police station supposedly until 8:30 in the morning.
yeah. This man's gut is as trustworthy as like gas station sushi.
Yeah. As she tells it, she really did just have dinner with him and got too wasted at Christmas. She cut him out, but in May, her new tennis coach was sick and the boss paired them back up. She didn't say no. They had a few dates and kissed. She was bored on her trip to the lake and he semi-invited himself. They slept together that night. She paid for a plane ticket for him to see her on another trip for spicy sleep. She said it's not about him. He's just a kid that listens to her problems and is well put together. It's all on her. She's desperate for reconciliation and is making some of the right noises. Therapy for her and a hall pass for me are my table stakes to begin that conversation.
You suck. She sucks, to be clear, but
She
you
sucks
suck.
way more for cheating, but the fact that
You're-
you need a hall pass
You
to
said
get back with her,
hall pass.
that's crazy.
Just divorce her.
Divorce and move on. She sucks. We have a good marriage and family life otherwise outside of this.
False.
We have 2 really happy young kids, and she's a great mother. She isn't a fantastic or evil person. She's just sort of normal. Fallible, lovable, but deeply selfish and unable to take responsibility for her actions. Can therapy fix that? For now, we're separated and everything sucks, and the kids don't know what's going on. By the way, I know what's going on. It's that you guys can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and search OK Storytime. A little bit more. Any final thoughts?
No, just that you need to divorce. This relationship cannot succeed, at least the way that it's going.
Yeah, I think
you
she
guys
really
are too
just wants to be
cavalier
with
about
him.
your relationship,
Yeah.
and on both ends too.
I felt an incredible wave of warm satisfaction when it all came out. I'm not crazy. I was right. She had gaslit me for the better part of a year with this guy. She sort of snapped at me about, "You're right, you win," when I was getting her to admit the truth. But then the realization that I may have wasted 13 years of my life with this person and my children's life have been destroyed because of her selfishness quickly put that in perspective.
Yeah, I mean, like, she clearly, to be clear, totally sucks that
She
he got
sucks.
cheated on. His gut might need to be checked, but like, she is the
She's a
a-hole here, and it really
poo-poo.
sucks that he has to, go through this and uproot this, life that
I
they
feel
had
bad
together.
for him. My wife did have an affair with her tennis coach, and my family is destroyed. I am a broken man, and that is the end of that story.
I mean, good luck, OP.
Good
go,
luck.
Definitely you go to therapy
Yes.
because you need it.
Yes, yes,
and then I
yes.
guess like probably family counseling so you can work through this divorce.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck, OP. Get that gut checked out. My wife chose her coworker over our family. Now I'm finally choosing myself.
Yeah, good for you, OP.
I don't know what to do. I found explicit and detailed messages between my wife and a coworker. He sent her a wiener pic. And she responded by saying how she longs to give him sloppy toppy again. It gets super graphic. By the way, this comes from South Treacle 8746. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Carly.
And I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I'm sick to my stomach and want her to admit to what she's done, but she wants me to admit that I've gone through her phone. I freaked out and said I hadn't, and now we're stuck in a loop where she won't admit to anything because she wants me to admit I violated her privacy first. Just admit that you did violate her privacy,
Right.
but she also cheated on you. So let's just
like,
get that over with.
Yeah, hey, I violated this. I know you cheated.
Yeah. Should I have gone through your phone? No. Do I now know that this relationship is not going to continue? Yeah, perfect. It's over. I get that she's trying to deflect and say that I violated her trust. I'm heartbroken. We have 3 kids. Oof. 7, 5, and 3, and I don't know what to do. I called an emergency psychologist who said that what I did was completely reasonable. even if technically wrong, because I needed to find out the truth. Had I not found anything, I would have just shut my mouth. But now I have proof. My wrong is less wrong than hers, especially since she was given the chance to tell the truth. But I also need to come clean and tell her that I know about it. I also have strong suspicions that she's been sending him raunchy pictures, although I can't prove it. OP, you have been cheated on, and it's terrible, and I feel for you, because that's awful, and you have kids, and your relationship is over, but it's over. Unless you want to go through the immense amount of work that it takes to go through therapy together, to work on trusting each other again.
It's
but
just
it
the
takes
fact
a
that she's
lot of
not
work.
even taking like any
Accountability,
accountability.
exactly.
She's just like, you went through my phone.
Yeah, for that to even
Girl.
be possible, she would have to be on your side as well,
Yeah.
which she is not right now. So I think that for your own sake, go to individual therapy, and I think this is a divorce. I just know that the pictures I saw never made it to my phone, and that are way too schmexy to be for her own pleasure. Help me. We had a very long conversation, calm and controlled. I didn't lose my temper and tried to keep my tone of voice stable. Her story is that she's remorseful and feels shame. She regrets me finding out like this and reading explicit text messages. She wanted to tell me herself. She claims that nothing physical has ever happened and that boundaries gradually got pushed, which resulted in spicy texting. She takes responsibility and knows she's the one who messed up. Her reason is that our marriage has been going through a rough patch for a long time, and this brought some joy and excitement to her life. She knew this was going to hurt me, and yet she continued to do it. She claims she never sent any pictures to anyone. So now I stand with a few options. Trust her and try to find ways to move on, or accept that I can't trust her and that we need to part ways. I agree that those are your two options.
I definitely would say no trust until she's admitting stuff.
Yeah. I think you are right. Those are your two options, and you just have to decide whether you 100% are willing to try and work on trust, or if you think that this has broken it forever, because it is possible. We've read stories where people have worked through it, especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
But it is so hard.
It's going to take a while.
I also put up an ultimatum that she needs to cut ties with her colleague. They work together, so that will be something of an issue. But no private texting, meeting, or any other form of communication. Comment, be heartbroken later. Right now, you have to be decisive, organized, and plan for your future. You have 3 kids, and she did that. She chose effing some coworker over the quality of life for her kids. Absolute garbage, my man. Create a paper train, get a lawyer, get her out of the house. She wants to blow him again. Cool. She can pack a bag, and she can be his problem. What you do now will have long-standing effects on the quality of your life going forward. Don't give her crap. Don't feel bad. Plan now, mourn later. She made her bed. She can sleep on it. There's just no coming back from that. Don't let her off with getting her cake and eating it too. Grown but woman with 3 kids and a husband playing these kinds of games. It's hard to get more selfish than that. And there is an update.
Ay. My advice stands the same.
Yeah. I continued to gather evidence and found a list of reasons why she shouldn't be with him, including him being bad in bed and her living in constant fear that he'll leave her. I also found a message from the same day where she writes that she's pissed off at him for trying to break it off because she had a bad day and needed to reflect on the relationship. She didn't understand how he could break it off just because she had a bad day and came up with some unreasonable suggestions. So now I've come to my senses and I'm gonna play it cool. I've gathered evidence of her infidelity, adult pictures where she claims there are none, and these messages that prove this is more than a physical or non-physical affair. It is a relationship. We have a couples therapist session next week, and until then, I'm gonna play it cool and let her come to me. I'm not gonna bring the subject up anymore, and will only remind her that we have an agreed deadline on Sunday where she needs to break it off completely, and I want to see the text. Then, during the session, I'm going to tell the story and state an ultimatum. Her husband or her boyfriend. She needs to choose then and there. No ifs, no buts. She needs to decide if she is willing to throw 8 years away, 3 kids, 7, 5, and 2 for another man, then fine. I'm done. I love her to bits and will walk to the end of the world, but that world needs to be where I am the priority, not another man. And there is a second update.
And I feel like ultimately that is it. Like, the most you can do is decide if you can get past it with work, and then you have to just leave it up to the other person. Are they willing to admit what happened? Are they willing to put in work? Like, it sucks, but it is, like, at that point in their hands to, like, own up or not.
We've had several long and hard talks to the point where she screamed, "Why are you obsessing over this? I told you everything." What I wanted her to understand is that she has been living with the truth for a long time. I have had less than 48 hours. We spoke at length about cutting ties, and she agrees that this needs to be done, and then she throws a curveball. She's not willing to give up her group friendship, where she, another female colleague, and him are the members. She's not willing to give up her relationship that she's been cheating on you in. That's what she's not willing to give up.
Yeah.
It's not about her friendship. I told her that needs to be included because if they meet, then they will always have their history in the back of their minds. They'll always know. I can't have this. This shows that she's not willing to fully commit to finding stability in our relationship without him in our lives. This sucks. I'm devastated. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm a broken man, but I cannot be married to a woman who does not make our marriage the prime interest. I don't know when I'll hand in the papers. I need to be strategic first and think about how to set myself up for success before I do anything else. And there is a third update, but do you have any thoughts?
Oh, nothing new. I'm still like, she sucks.
Yeah.
I stand with all the same stuff. Like,
yeah, she sucks.
Good on you for thinking that you are able to get past it and like being willing to put in all that work and stuff. And I'm so sorry that she's not.
Yeah. Update. I came to a core truth about why it hurts. And that is that she is so emotionally invested in the other man, and I don't feel emotional investment at all. She flat out said, "You're right." She invests in him because she feels that she's getting something from that relationship.
Jesus.
She says she has invested in ours, but not anymore because she feels we get stuck in the same old problems without any development. This is the true pain, where I don't matter and I bring no joy to her life. I'm completely spent and have nothing more to give. I've been honest and truthful. I've said what I can say. If there is no one on the other side to meet me, then I need to walk alone. And there is a comment. Sorry to hear it was worse and got further than she admitted. I expected this after the, "I'll give you sloppy toppy again." There's no other way that can be perceived. I'm not sure what you expect to get out of the confrontation. She'll deny or lie or downplay everything again, as it's what cheaters do. Your best bet is to have that evidence, retain a divorce lawyer, and show it to your wife's affair partner's partner, if he has one, and file. Tell friends and family too. The time for an ultimatum is long gone. She's had the chance to confess and downplayed, lied, and manipulated. And since then has seemingly continued her affair. So she clearly wants to monkey branch to this guy. Yeah. I mean, she's been on that other branch for a while.
Yeah.
His branch, all right.
If you blow up their lives, that little fantasy she's concocting will suddenly exist in the real crappy world. Don't play the pick-me dance. Either divorce lawyers or confront in couples therapy and state you're separating. She doesn't get to choose what happens. No, do this and then. No. She's betrayed you. Put your health at risk. Try to leave you for him. Has been the one to actively keep the affair going. What other ways do you want her to crap all over your marriage? Let her wallow in regret, as her fantasy is fantasy, and the guy doesn't want her, and neither do you. And there is a fourth update. That's it. My marriage is now over. Woo! Good job, OP.
Oh, so
It
sorry,
sucks.
but
Took a while to get there, but
this is
You
the
did
right
it.
move. This is
You
the
did.
right move. I have proof that she has been in touch with him, and that part of the discussion has been regarding choosing what type of person she wants to be with. Rather an insecure person with a secure wiener than a secure person with an insecure wiener.
What does that
Oh
even
my
mean?
God.
What does that mean? But you know what I'm secure about? You guys listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
She cuckoo.
I don't even know which one you are anymore, OP, but good thing you got out of there,
True.
because she's losing it.
Crazy.
I feel truly like after her lie was exposed, she just started spiraling and being like, oh my god, like grasping at anything kind of thing.
Agree. Obviously, I don't know the full context as she's good at deleting messages, but I caught them and took a picture of the conversation. This sucks. This hurts, but I don't want to live like this. I'd rather be sad in the short term with a road to happiness in front of me than constantly worried about her betrayal. I don't need her, but I wanted her. She doesn't want me, and life needs to move on. At least she thinks you're a secure person, maybe?
Maybe.
She either thinks you're secure
or your
wiener, and that's a win-win.
Run with whatever half of the secure you are.
Run with your
Yeah.
wiener.